The presenter said, "I'm sorry you feel like that." It's such a cold apology. What
But
do
is
you
it
think?
really an apology? What you were saying is not, I'm sorry that you did this, or I'm sorry. It doesn't take any responsibility. It's just say, I feel bad that you feel this way. It's like, you feel this way. It's not that I've done something about it. It's
There's no taking of responsibility. It puts the problem on that person's feelings rather than
facts or reality.
the reality or people's behavior. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jack.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Krystallo, and we're here from Crystal Clear English.
How are you, Krystallo? I
I'm
can
very
hear that you've got a bit of a frog in your throat.
Yeah, I've had a cold for the last few days, and reminded me of the video that you explained a few days ago about having a cold and being cold. Well, today I have a cold,
And you're cold as well.
and I'm cold. Yeah, it's freezing at the moment in Barcelona.
It is. I think it's cold everywhere, to be honest. I saw it was snowing in the UK. So.
Well, in Cyprus, it's 25 degrees today, and it's going to be 28
25 degrees
today.
in
It's
Cyprus.
going to be 28 this weekend, up to 30.
Ridiculous.
It is.
It's ridiculous. So the family is happy.
Yeah, they are.
Excellent.
Well, actually, they keep complaining. They say they need a bit of rain, which is
That's
true.
true. That is true. When was the last time it rained?
I don't know. Maybe a year ago. I don't know.
What? No, don't be
I'm
silly.
joking. I'm joking. It's not. I don't know. But it
A
hasn't
while
rained
ago.
for a while. Yeah.
Has it rained since the summer?
I don't know. But when it
Okay.
does happen, my mum usually tells me, it's rained.
It's an event.
It is.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a song that when it rains, children run outside on the street and sing a song because it rains. It's so rare. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You'll have to, give a little rendition one day of
Mm.
that song. Krystallo, newsletter.
Yes.
What did you like?
Okay. I found it's a very emotional newsletter, this one, because the video that you did post of Alec, this gentleman who's 100 years old, it really is heartbreaking. The video that you posted of this
Video
man,
here at the bottom, yeah.
he's a war veteran. He fought in the Second World War, and it is really heartbreaking to hear him talk about the condition of the country as it is now, and that he and his friends who have died, a lot of friends have died fighting for the better world, and now it's not the world that they were dreaming of, is it?
Yeah, no, it's very sad to see that. It was quite touching. My friend said he saw it live on the TV, and it was obviously very touching. This was for anyone that needs a bit of context. This was a couple of weeks ago now, regarding, was it the 11th, around Armistice Day, the 11th of November, and obviously there's very few people that are still alive that have fought in the Second World War. And this gentleman, Alec, who's 100 years old, was one of them. Yeah, I think he was 17 when he joined the Navy, I believe. And yes, and it was very sad to watch because he basically was very upset with the state of the country, with the state of the UK, and he was saying, "Well, what was it all for?
Mm.
What was
It's
it
a
all
very
for? What did they, what did his peers, give their lives for?" But the thing that really annoyed me, Krystallo, and this is actually something that you and I have, I don't know, we've had a little bit of a moment about this phrase, but the presenter said, "I'm sorry you feel like that," and for me, this is, well, as I put in the title of the newsletter, this is such a cold apology.
But is it really an apology?
Well, this is the thing. It's not.
It's not an apology. What you were saying is not, I'm sorry that you did this, or I'm sorry. It doesn't take any responsibility. It's just say, I feel bad that you feel this way. But it's in a way, it's like, you feel this way. It's not that I've done something about it. There's no
So it puts, there's no taking of responsibility. It puts the problem on that person's feelings rather than
facts or reality.
The reality or people's behavior, or like you said, the reality of the situation. And it almost it's like it almost subtly blames them for feeling that way, or reacting or holding a certain view, which, well,
But
I didn't like.
I have to say though, when you're in that moment, you're the interviewer. You don't really know what to say, do you? What do you say to this poor man who has suffered and sacrificed so much? And then what do you say to this man? Whatever you say is not going to be of any worth or value, because you cannot justify and you cannot say anything about it. And Alec, he responded in a very nice way. He said, I think he said something along the lines like, it warms my heart to know there are people like you who are going to try to make this world better. Because what else can you say in that moment?
Yeah, it was all pretty grim, to be honest. So the point is that I'm sorry you feel that way. It's not really much of an apology. It's a bit of a fake apology. It can be an almost quite a dismissive thing. You should be careful when you use it. This is the point.
Yep.
Because it can be interpreted not in the best way.
Yes, it can be interpreted as not a very genuine comment. It's just, like you said, very dismissive.
Yeah, there's no explanation. There's no empathy. Well, there's no empathy, is there? And there's no solution. And so
there's no
this is it.
responsibility. That's really as well that bothers me. There's no taking of responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. So it can come across as cold, passive aggressive.
Exactly.
It's not my problem that you're upset. So yeah.
One of the things that you have on the weekly newsletter, it's something to avoid, and the mistake that you put there is one of the most common mistakes I hear our students make: to have reason. Now, let's really clarify what to have reason is in English, because when you have reason is when you have a razón, but not that razón. It's like you have, for example, you have reasons to be upset with me. There are different reasons. You say 1, 2, 3, whatever. Or we have different reasons for making this decision. This is a justification, but it's not talking about tener razón. In English, that would be you are right. And there are quite a few other words that in Spanish you'd be like tener, but in English is to be. Like you said the other day, tener frío, which is Jack.
To be cold.
Exactly. Tener miedo, which is
to be scared.
Excellent. Tener vergüenza, which is to be embarrassed or ashamed. Tener suerte, to be lucky. And there are many, many more. O tener hambre, to be hungry. Tener sed, to be thirsty. All of these, whereas in Spanish you say tener, miedo, tener frío, tener razón. In English you say you are, the verb to be. So in this situation, when you say to someone, tienes razón, you don't say you have right or you have reason. What you say is you are right.
Yeah, to be right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And all the rest of what you said, to be hungry, to be tired, to be thirsty, etc.
Yeah, my favorite is like tener suerte, to be lucky. Okay? It's like tener suerte, you have luck. No, you are lucky. So that's a very common mistake.
But I think
we should be
but I quite like the idea of having luck, because to be lucky, it's almost like, what is it, forever? Obviously, in English, there's only one verb to be, right? So, what? He is a lucky person naturally? Are you so lucky forever? Or you had luck in a particular moment?
Sure. But for example, tener vergüenza, to have shame. We could say, have you no shame? That's a very, very fixed phrase. But typically it's to be ashamed or to be embarrassed, which are two words actually I would like to clarify if that's okay. When you are embarrassed, you feel awkward. You feel a situation is a little bit like uncomfortable, but you've done nothing wrong. You're just feeling embarrassed. For example, I feel embarrassed if I have to speak in front of 100 people, or if I have to sing, I would be very embarrassed. Okay. But when you are ashamed, is you did something wrong. And you are ashamed that you lied, you're ashamed that you created problems, and then this is when you feel shame because you did something wrong. So let me recap. When you did something wrong, you are ashamed. And when you didn't do something wrong, but you feel awkward, you are embarrassed.
Thanks very much.
Mhm.
Mini little lesson there. Love
Yeah,
it.
I know.
And finally, did you like the expression to fight an uphill battle?
Yes. Would you like to explain a little bit about it, Jack?
Sure. I mean, uphill is cuesta arriba, right?
Mhm.
So obviously, if you're fighting a battle, it's difficult enough. But if the battle is uphill, it's it's even more difficult. So
Mm.
the expression here was, well, the definition was to work towards a goal, even though the conditions are against you. Progress is slow, resistance is strong, and
Mm.
success requires extra effort. That's the idea. There's extra effort required because it's an uphill battle. She's fighting an uphill battle trying to change the company culture. Aren't
Yep.
you, Krystallo?
Mm. That would definitely be an uphill battle, especially like you said, because you would have a lot of resistance. Yeah. Um, you included one of the videos here that I would like to talk about. The 5 mistakes you make. There's a series of videos that you're creating on YouTube that people can watch that I find is like amazing. It's false friends clarifying certain things and mistakes that people make, and I would like to recommend and really tell people to watch it. Um, yeah,
Thank you very much, Krystallo.
you're
Thanks for
welcome, Jack.
recommending my videos. That's so
Yes,
kind of you.
I know. Thank you.
And to be fair, the videos are really short. So I think there's 3 editions of False Friends. No, excuse me. There's 3 editions of the 5 mistakes you're making. And I think all of them are less than 3 minutes. So in terms of, uh, things actionable advice that you can use in a short space of time, these videos are quite good like that, I think.
Yeah, no excuses.
Good. No excuses. And there will be another one coming soon. Krystallo, you just dropped a video as well about
It was about to go shopping and to do the shopping.
excellent. Well, don't explain it here. They
No,
can
there are new activities I would like
Okay,
people
so
to
if you go to the description in the to do the shopping and go shopping,
do. Mm-hmm.
Krystallo's made a few activities that you can do
Mm.
completely for free on
Yeah,
our challenges.
there's not normally I would have a fill in the gaps, but now there's also a few translation sentences. Not much, but it's like something you can do under 5 minutes, under 3 minutes, really.
Nice, short and quick. And I
Exactly.
also made a video about the silent B in English.
Mm.
So be sure to check out that. And there's a few videos. There's also a longer video on pronunciation, which is the 12 rounds um, of English. Well, let me say that again. Basically, there's 100 words, 100 difficult to pronounce words in English. What I've done is divide them into 12 rounds, like a boxing match. So you start with round one with some easier words, or what I would think are easy, and you progressively go through the rounds, and the words get more difficult. In the video, there is an opportunity for you to actually take a moment to say the word, and then you'll listen to how I would pronounce it. So do check that out if pronunciation is something that you're looking to.
Yep. And as we usually do, we have this little not activity, this tradition now of explaining 3 expressions that come up in class. Would you like to go first, Jack, or shall I?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the first up, I've got nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty. It's
Is that
very
something you
British.
say?
It's a very British expression.
Is it very British?
I think so. I don't think Americans would say nitty gritty. I don't
No,
think
it
they could
does. It does
pronounce it as well
sound
either. It's more impactful when you say nitty gritty. So, what does it mean?
okay. So the importance, the practical details of something, basically the core, like the stuff that you really really need to understand. So you can
Hmm.
think of it like the essentials, like I said, the details. So I could say, Krystallo, let's get down. Look, Krystallo, this is really really nice talking about Cyprus and whether it rains, but let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yep, the
Right?
nitty
Let's get
gritty.
down to the essential things.
Hmm.
Or you could say, we spoke about some things, but we didn't really get down to the nitty gritty. You didn't get down to the essential point.
Very good. I like that expression.
And your turn.
Okay. This is something I hear a lot of Spanish speakers say, los tres Bs. Bueno, bonito y barato. I love that. Unfortunately, in English, we don't have an expression that is equally as impressive or impactful or easy to remember. But we have another one that is, I think, is a quite good expression. It's cheap and cheerful. cheap and cheerful. So when something is quite good and good price, for example, we went to a Japanese restaurant the other day that is in our neighborhood, and the menu was like €12, and it had like four
It used to be
courses.
$10.90.
It used to be €10.90, but let's not talk about that like price right there anyway. So €12, four courses, you've got your drink and your coffee, fantastic. So it's good, it's a good meal, and it's cheap. So that was cheap and cheerful.
I don't know, but cheap and cheerful for me is a little bit more, I don't know, something a little bit more cutre, you know? It's just like, I don't know.
Like on a flight, we found some really good flights going to Italy and really good times. That was quite cheap and cheerful.
Okay, all right, I can get behind that.
So that is bueno, bonito, barato. Los tres Bs.
Okay,
Cheap and
but so
cheerful.
the idea in English is that you can have cheap, fast, and good, but you can only pick two.
Oh, okay.
So you can have it cheap and fast, it's not good. You can have it cheap and good, it's not very fast. Or you can have fast and good, in which case it's not cheap.
Okay. So yeah.
You can't have
So
it all,
you
Krystallo.
can't have it all. I want it all though.
I know, trust me.
So would you like to give your second expression?
I don't know which we could go for. This is a nice one. Okay, simple one, business one. Like when you're talking about knowledge, you can talk about the know-how, because literally it's about knowing how to do something. So, I don't know. 5 people retired from our company last year, and the company has lost a lot of know-how. Basically, you're talking about the knowledge, the ability to do, well, the knowledge of knowing how to do things. That's simple. But you're using essentially as a noun, which is quite useful.
Very good. I like that one. The next one, I love this one. Far-fetched. Far-fetched.
This is what people say when you're telling stories, Krystallo.
My stories are not far-fetched. They're real, okay? Most of the time. But far-fetched is when, for example, imagine this, right? So my friend is late. And I don't know what happened. Why is my friend late? Maybe something happened on the road. Maybe they got hit by a car. Maybe they got hit by a car and on the way to the hospital. And it's like, okay, it's a little bit far-fetched. They're probably late because something happened at work. So when something is far-fetched, is that you are creating this idea in your head and you're like montando la película. It's far-fetched. Okay, so you're like, yeah, that's far-fetched.
Or if you've got to make up an excuse, right? I say, Krystallo, why didn't you bring in your homework? And you're like, well, this happened, and then
Or the
this.
dog ate my homework, and then I chased after the dog took my homework, and then I chased the dog down the road to get the homework. But by the time I got the
By the
homework,
time I got there was a bus, and the bus ran over the homework, and then they're like, "What are you talking about?"
that's far-fetched.
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, could be that. What about Krystallo? If I say that's par for the course,
Ooh, go on, explain it.
any ideas what that means?
I would like you to explain it.
Okay. Well, do you know golf?
I know the sport, yes.
You know the sport. Do you know what par is in golf?
No, I have to be honest and say I'm not a very
Okay,
golf.
let me put it this way. Imagine, so in golf, you've got to try and get the ball in the hole. So you've got to try and hit the ball into the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So each hole, each course, okay, you have a certain number of hits to try
Mm-hmm.
and get it in. Or that is what you would have as par. So for example, a lot of holes would be par 4. So that means you have 4 go. Well, you can take as many shots as you want, but if you get that in 5 shots or hits of the
Attempts.
ball, then you would be +1. But if you get it in 3, you're -1. So that's how you keep score in golf.
Okay.
Because depending on the difficulty of the hole, that tells you if it's a par 3, a par 4, or par 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's par for the course, it's just like it's the standard thing. Like it's like expected. That was to be expected. Oh, they've charged us this. Well, yeah, that's par for the course. They can charge us this because that is to be expected.
Okay, very good. I like it. I like it. Now, my last expression for the week is one of the most common expressions I have to teach. That in Spanish is meter la pata. In English, it's not pata, it's a foot. So you put your foot in it. Now, the complete expression is to put your foot in your mouth, but people have shortened it slightly, and instead of to put your foot in your mouth, people say you put your foot in it. For example, a few weeks ago, I was explaining how difficult it was to find 3 flights arriving at the same airport at the same time for my mom's birthday surprise trip. And I was like, oh no, my mom doesn't know anything about it. I hope she doesn't watch this video. And she did. She watched the video. But
If not
thankfully,
all of it, though. She didn't watch
no,
all of
that's
it.
the thing. Thankfully, she didn't watch that bit where I was explaining this because I was really afraid that I put my foot in it and that I ruined the surprise. So when you put your foot in it, is you do something that either ruins a surprise or reveals a secret, or you say something that is
Awkward as well.
inappropriate.
You can put your foot in it by saying something like that you didn't want someone to hear.
Yeah, or for example, this is the most typical way to put your foot in it. When someone asks you, which by the way, I hate when people do, how old do you think I am?
You love that.
I hate it because
Because you
if I
always
tell the
answer honestly,
truth,
because you're such an honest person.
and if I tell the truth, I usually, like I've learned my lesson because someone once asked me, how old do you think I am? And I was just like, I don't know, 42. And then she turned around and said, I'm 37. And I was like,
Yeah, that's great.
I put my foot in it. Lesson learned, always deduct at least 3 to 5 years from the idea that you usually have. Otherwise, you're likely to put your foot in it, to meter la pata.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. So I just want to say I wasn't happy with my explanation for path of the course, but I just want to say that it's basically means this is just how things are. So if it was traffic in Barcelona at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., that's par for the course. That's normal, to be expected. Students cancelling last minute, it's par for the course.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed your explanation. You explained it really well. It's something that is expected. It's part of the game kind of
All right,
idea.
part of the game. Okay, so last one, because it actually ties in now. I'm cutting it fine because I need to go. So it's been a pleasure, Krystallo, as always. I will see you next week. Have a lovely week. I hope everyone, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
See you next one.
Bye.
Bye.